So this is where we last left off, right? We made a payment to Miss Kim Robinson, right? We updated the journal ledger and subsidiary ledger. So let's see what happened next. So same day, Monday, National Bank, right, approves of your business credit card Visa Gold, okay, for a $10,000 credit limit, okay, with an 18% interest at the end of the month on balances. Payments are due by the 10th of every single month, okay? So, what do I do with this transaction here? Or what do I do here?
Okay, you would journalize that as a stating that you got the card, and being that you haven't used it yet, you it will still be on file.
Okay, so in this case, you just identified everything that was correct, but you don't journalize this, do you? Because when do you journalize it? Have you just said you haven't used the card yet?
Once you use it,
Once you use it. So in this case, have I used my card yet?
no.
No, so there is no transaction at hand. But where should you put this information?
Um, in the net, do we have National Bank?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Okay. So in this,
It would be. Would it go under Visa payable?
no, it would not go under Visa Payo.
Okay, hold on. Business loan.
It would not go under a business loan because you didn't take the money yet.
Uh,
All right. Which book has all list of all of the customers, vendors, and employees?
accounts payable.
Not your accounts payable. There's a separate list that I keep track of all of the people who owe me money and all the people who I owe money to. Do you remember what that list is called?
No, I can't. It's
So, out of the steps that we've been doing, if I journalize it, post it to the ledger, what's that third one I use? It's called the subsidiary ledger,
yeah,
right?
right.
So your subsidiary ledger is going to hold all the people who are involved in your business. Okay, so this is where you're going to record all that information because this is an adequate disclosure. So in this case, you're going to locate National Bank. Here you go, National Bank Visa Gold. Today is the 10. You're going to identify that you got approved. Approved business card, credit limit, $10,000, right, with 18% interest. Okay. And then no invoice. Okay. And in this case, you do have terms, right? It's due every 10th of the month. Okay. Now in this case, you haven't charged your credit card yet, so you haven't racked up your liability yet.
Right. I said I was in the right book, sort of.
Okay. So we call this a subsidiary ledger. You could call it subledger for short, right? You got a general ledger and a subledger. Okay. Right? Since no transaction was made yet, we haven't used our credit card yet. This is pertinent information about if when we do use our credit card, what happens. Okay. So then it says right here, we end up receiving our ceramic coffee mugs, periodic weighted average. Right? So here's everything that happened, right? We purchased 80 mugs at $2.45 each, which gave me a grand total of $196, right? We applied our down payment of $100, so now you're at $96, but then you end up getting charged freight charges for $100. So therefore you owe now $196. Right? Now, what did I buy?
80 mugs.
What are mugs?
Assets.
What kind of assets?
Fixed assets.
They're not fixed assets.
Current.
Current, but what specifically kind of asset? What is it currently under?
Supplies.
It is not a supply. Look at your chart of accounts.
Okay, depending on what size it is. Okay, ceramic mugs. It's $12.50.
Well, what did we buy?
You bought ceramic coffee mugs.
Okay. I want you to be a little more specific. What kind of asset is this? Yes, it's a current asset, but what exactly did you buy?
Fixed.
It's not fixed assets. What exactly did you buy?
Ceramic coffee mug.
Okay, I'm not talking about the item. I'm talking about what
Inventory.
you bought. Inventory. Good. Now, look at the top of here. What kind of inventory did you purchase? What kind of inventory did you purchase?
Okay, it's the weighted average.
What's before that?
Periodic.
You bought periodic inventory. How do you journalize periodic inventory?
It would be inventory on mugs.
Well, in this case, periodic inventory. What? Good. You said expenses, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Because when we do periodic inventory, how do we keep track of our periodic inventory? Like when do we when we journalize it, we keep track of it as an expense, right?
Right.
So then how often do we update our inventory?
At the end.
At the end of what?
At the end of the period.
at the end of the accounting period where you need to do a conversion entry, right? So in this case, we can't recognize it as inventory right now. We must recognize it as an expense. So what kind of expenses are we going to be recording?
The freight expense,
Freight expense
Purchase expense.
and purchase expense. Okay? So we have freight expense 6,300 and we have purchase expense 61,000. Okay? And we received a bill. Are we paying it now?
let's see. You have 10 days.
Okay.
We have 10 days to get a discount, or with the whole entire bill is due
And 20 days.
in 20 days. So in this case, once again, we need to take advantage of every opportunity for time because we're still building our company. We just bought our first inventory item. We can't be paying everything off right away because we only have $5,000 left in our checking account, right? We might have to pay for things that we need to pay for first. So in this case, we need to identify that we're not going to pay it yet. So therefore, accounts payable, right? Because we're going to owe all things ceramics. Okay. Now, where did we put a down payment?
Prepaid account.
Prepaid account. Excellent. Okay. So let's go ahead and journalize our transaction. Okay. So we know for a fact that we just received inventory, right? But because it's periodic, we're going to refer it as a purchase expense. Okay. And because the purchase expense also came with freight, right? We need to keep our freight separate. Okay. And we said that we're not going to pay it now, we're going to pay it later. So we have accounts payable. Okay? And we said that we need to also redeem our down payment, so prepaid accounts, which was $18,600. Right? So let's go ahead and map out exactly everything that happened, right? How much was the purchase of my inventory without the freight?
$96.
Before the down payment was applied.
$196.
How much was freight?
Freight was $100.
Okay. How much was your down payment?
100. Down payment was $100.
Okay. So how much do you owe now? What does your bill say that you owe?
$196.
$196.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go. Now your journal panned out evenly, right? You have the purchase of your coffee mugs at $196. You got the freight charging you $100, right? Now your bill tells you that you owe $196 because you applied the down payment for $100. Right? Now you have all the information you need to go ahead and fill in your description, right? So who did you receive this bill from?
All things ceramic.
Okay. What was your proof of a transaction?
The invoice 126.
Good. And what is the terms?
10
1%, 10.
net 20.
Okay. That should be good enough. Oh, and an applied down payment. Okay. Good. All right. So now that I finished my journal, now we can go ahead and update my ledger, right? Because we need to put in our account balances because now I owe more money and so on and so forth. And I received inventory items. Okay? So we're going to go identify my purchase expense first. Okay. So my purchase expense. Oh, I missed it. Purchase expense. Okay. How many mugs did I buy?
80.
Okay. We're still on our third journal here. Okay. My debit is going to be for that 196, right? Because it's 200, it's 80 times $2.45. So if you want to put in that cost per unit, you can in the notes. But in this case, I already know it's $196. Okay. We need to also identify that I had a freight charge. Okay. Freight. Okay, here I am, freight expense. Right? This was on delivery of 80 mugs. Okay, general journal page 3 still. And it was for $100, right? We got charged $100 to ship out 80 mugs. Right? Okay. Right? So now we need to go ahead and update that we now have increased our liabilities, right? Because we've received a bill and we're choosing to pay later, right? Invoice number 126. Okay, still on general journal page 3 here. And I increased my accounts payable by $196. Okay. So therefore, I jumped from 90.33.75 to now 92.29.75. And $9,229.75. Right? So whatever I put in my journal, I will post it exactly to my ledger. So in this case, right, the next one I have is prepaid accounts. So in this case, you every time you journalize something, you follow it exactly how it should be in your ledger. Okay, so in this case, the last account that I have on my journal tells me that I credited a prepaid accounts. Okay, which is an asset, right? So I'm going to locate my prepaid accounts. Okay, here it is, prepaid accounts. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in apply down payment on invoice number 126. Okay? And that right here is going to be crediting how much? You're going to credit that $100, right? So therefore,
Yeah.
that should update your accounts, your prepaid accounts account back down to 782,604. Right? You increase it by 100, then you decrease it by 100. Okay? Right? So whatever you put in your journal, you're going to pop it into your ledger exactly how it is, and then you just calculate the numbers here. Right? So then now I'm going to show you how to use your subsidiary ledger. Okay? Because now I'm dealing with a prepaid account. Okay? So once again, I'm going to go ahead and create our second transaction here because now I actually ended up receiving a bill. Okay? Today's the 10th. What did we do? We received 80 coffee mugs, right? And we also applied down payment. Okay? Nothing else. We didn't make a payment or anything, but what was my invoice number again? 126. We're still on General Journal page 3. This time, with my bill, I was given terms. Do you remember what it was?
Was 1%
Mm-hmm.
net 20.
10 net 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So therefore, they gave me a discount opportunity. Right? So that means I do have a discount due date now. So if I choose to pay within the discount due date, they will give me a 1% discount off of my entire purchase. So what date do I need to pay before or by to receive this 1% discount? So what's 10 days from now?
It would be on the 20th.
It'd be the 20th of June. If not, when is the bill actually due?
It's actually due to today.
Not
The
today.
June 10th.
You have 20 days after the June 10th. So when is your actual due date?
So that,
You got 20 days after you receive the bill. So if I receive my bill on June 10 and I have 20 days, when is my due date?
it's on June 20th too. The due date.
No, that's your discount due date. I said 20 days after the 10. Count. How many days is it after the 10? We're already on the 10th. What's 20 days after the 10th?
July 1st.
No. When we're talking about days, you don't count 10.
July 2nd.
No. 20 days after the 10th. You got the 11, the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 10 days, right? Then you got the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. 26, 27, 28, 29,
30th.
30th. Okay? It's going to be due on the 30th because it's 20 days after. Okay? So in this case, right now, what does my bill say that I owe?
$196.
It says that you owe $196. Now, if I didn't have my down payment, right? How much would my bill tell me I owe originally?
$96.
In your bill, including the freight too. If I didn't make a down payment, how much would I actually owe?
196.
$296. Okay? Now, if I put my formula in here, right? It shows me that I owe $296. That's not true, right? This is where I also applied my down payment. So this is because now that I have a down payment, I can now use my prepaid account. Because I made a down payment of $100 prior. So by putting that $100 down payment in there, how much do I owe All Things Ceramics?
$196.
$196. And is that exactly what it says on your bill?
Yes.
Yes. So that's how we utilize the the subsidiary ledger to go ahead and keep track of all the money that we owe to our vendors, as well as all the money that people owe us, right, with their customers. But in this case, I'm looking at vendors. I have to look at what the total invoice amount is before any down payments or anything that affects the bill, right? And then I can put the down payment, and that should give me what I owe the person, right? Or whatever the bill amount is for. So in this case, the bill is for $196. All right? Any questions in regards to using the subsidiary ledger?
No.
All right. Well, what else did we just got? What did we buy? What did we buy?
Hey, we bought the mugs.
Okay. Again, generally, what did I buy? What kind?
Inventory.
We bought inventory. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to the inventory worksheet. All right? Because we need to update this because we made a purchase. Under periodic inventory, what is the most important thing that we need to keep track of?
The amount?
Our purchases. Yes, the amount of purchases. Okay? So in this case, I already have it set up for you, right? It's under coffee mugs, right? You got the weighted average, okay? Item is the coffee mugs, periodic inventory. So what's today's date? Today is the 10. How many mugs did we buy?
80.
We purchased 80. Do you guys remember what the cost per item was? How much did it cost me per cup?
Was it 245?
$2.45. Okay? So therefore, what is my purchase price? So what would be my purchase price? How do I get my purchase price? What's the formula?
Okay, it's $1.96,
Not $1.96.
$196.
Unit cost, 245 times quantity 80.
Good. That will give you your purchase price, which gives you $196. That's correct. Okay, so again, this is review for chapter 5. Okay, now how much was free?
$100,
$100. So that will give you your total cost of
296.
yes, right? It's your purchase price plus your freight to get your total cost of $296. Now, because we only have one batch and one batch only, right? Even though we're using weighted average, I would like for you to, if you want to, you can practice your formulas, right? So since I only have one batch of inventory, I will let you know. Of course, you're going to be buying more than just one batch of inventory, right? We're setting up our company, so we will definitely have more than one batch of inventory. But let's practice this. How do I solve for my cost per item?
It'll be 296 divided by 80.
Good, which will give you
3.7.
$3.70 per mug. That's how much it will cost you to sell per mug. Okay? Good. All right? So this isn't going to be our first time we're going to be using our inventory, right? Because we also have perpetual inventory. So in this case, this is, again, every worksheet that I hand you for every week is going to be a continuation. Okay? So we're done with this inventory here. So let's see what has happened next. Okay. Let me see. Let's go ahead and do these two purchase orders and then we'll stop here for today, okay?
Okay.
All right. So here we did another purchase order for 306 to Atlas Coffee Importers. We're going to be purchasing 125 pounds of regular coffee at $1.35 per pound. Okay? And then we're going to buy 125 pounds of Supreme coffee for $1.55 cents per pound, which gives you $193.75. Okay? And we also made another purchase order to 17307 to Restaurant Supplies, and we decided to buy a commercial refrigerator for $2,998. Okay? So again, your total there is that $2,998. Okay? So let's go ahead and fill out our purchase order here. Okay. Okay, so we just received the coffee. Okay. So let's fill out our purchase orders and then verify that we received the coffee mugs. Okay. So today is still the 10. Okay. purchase order number 306. Who are we sending this purchase order out to?
Atlas Coffee.
Okay. Atlas Coffee Importers. What did we buy?
Regular coffee
And
and Supreme coffee.
okay, and we're buying it by the pound. How many pounds did we purchase of each?
125.
Okay. Regular coffee is currently at $1.35. Supreme is $1.55. So in this case, all right, just do your math here to verify that your calculations were correct. So you are quoted for a grand total of $362.50, right, for these coffees. Okay. Next one, right, for purchase order number 307, same date, but this time who did we send a purchase order to?
Restaurant supplies.
Restaurant supplies. Okay. What did you buy?
Refrigerator, commercial refrigerator.
Okay, refrigerator. How many?
1.
For the price of $2,998. So therefore, okay. Good. And then, of course, go backtrack because we end up receiving our coffee mugs, right? We received it on the 10. I don't know why. I keep fixing this and it won't take it. Okay. And what was the invoice number? 126. So let's see. Let's review my purchase order list. I still have my coffee brewer and coffee grinder still pending to be sent to me. And I just requested to buy some coffees and to buy a refrigerator. So I still got 3 purchase orders that have not yet been fulfilled or completed yet. Okay? And then we'll go ahead and stop here for today. So when we continue on back tomorrow, we'll finish off with this invoice, or we'll start off with this invoice right here, okay?
Okay.
Any questions so far of what we did today?